You can think of AI like a sports car. Let's say you have a Ferrari. You go 0 to 60 in, I don't know, 2 3 seconds. I don't know what it is. And you can increasingly, these cars are getting better. You can go faster and faster. But if you don't know where you're going, there's no point, right? You're just going in circles. You go, 10 miles in this direction, 5 miles in this direction, 3 miles in this direction. This is how the vast majority of people use AI. There's this incredibly powerful sports car that they're given, and then they just like go in random directions, and they end up right where they started a year from now because they don't actually know where they're going. So in this video, we're going to be talking about goal stacking as a framework for the AI age. The key idea here is that understanding exactly what the goal stack is and working backwards from that, then you can use AI as a tool to help you get there. But if you don't actually know where you're going, AI will actually be more detrimental to you than it will be beneficial. And so we can think of this like the clarity paradox. So we're remarkably skilled at wanting things that won't actually fulfill us, right? And so the idea here is that we actually need to get to these root desires and figure out what is it that we actually want. Society tells us that we want all these things: success, money, fame, etc. But as soon as we get these things, they're not satisfying. And the vast majority of people are chasing these things: success, money, fame, like whatever it is. And AI will help them get there faster. I can't tell you how many YouTube videos I've seen of people where it's like just pure greed fueled by AI. And the idea is like they will probably make some money, and then they'll realize that it was deeply unsatisfying. And I'm not telling you not to make money. What I'm saying is like, yeah, make money, survive. That is a good thing, to focus on making money and surviving. But it's not good if it is the primary and only objective of all of your work, right? It's one objective out of many objectives. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to actually build that goal stack where you realize that, yes, I want to become effective at making money, but I also want to become effective at, progressing and evolving spiritually and evolving, intellectually and cognitively and relationally, right? And so, like I said here, when you actually fulfill them, these, cultural, societal definitions of success, they're really unsatisfying. So we need to start, the base of where we need to start is with deep introspection about our desires. We need to understand and introspect what are these desires actually, and what is it that I'm actually trying to fulfill in myself. Because if we don't have this self-understanding, we're basically just having this sports car that's helping us go really fast towards an unconscious, misaligned desire. So that brings us to our next point here. Goal stacking. Goal stacking is essentially having this hierarchy of goals and values that we're moving towards, such that we are continually inspired by this purpose and direction and mission in our life. And the idea here is let's get this, overall 5-10 year goal as clear as possible. I'm not talking about how we're using AI. Who knows where AI is going to be in 5 to 10 years? But what's most interesting is we can know, if we understand what it is that we truly want, we can have very clear 10-year goals. But it's not going to be like, I want to be in XYZ situation. It's like, I want to be more developed spiritually, more developed cognitively. I want to be more effective in business. I want to be able to be of better service to the truly good and the beautiful. Like, these are things that are not so concrete that they're unrealistic to set, 10 years out, but they're like North Stars for us. And so, for example, let's say that your immediate goal is create a meaningful business that provides genuine value and does good in the world. Okay, that's like a goal. Now, if you work back from that, that's not clear at all. You can say, like, what are the specific aspects of having a meaningful business? Like, what does it mean to me to have a meaningful business that provides genuine value? So this is one that I've thought about a lot because, as I'm going through this process of getting clients and getting on sales calls and creating videos and doing marketing and operations and client delivery, I'm realizing that there's a few things that, the 80-20 principle, there's a couple things that provide 80% of the fulfillment, and the rest is like not super fulfilling. And what are those things? Personal creative expression, recording these videos. A lot of people express to me like there's a certain aliveness in these videos. And it's because like this creative process to me is deeply satisfying, and in deepening into this creative process, it's actually creating more financial independence for myself. I'm pretty much I'm sustaining myself and then some, both by delivering for clients and by, doing weekly calls in a community. And on top of that, my core focus is positive societal impact. Sure, I'm doing NAN tutorials and teaching you how to build agents and teaching you how to build AI systems to be more effective at business. But underneath all of that is this fundamental drive that I want to, do AI, understand AI on a philosophical, ethical, moral level, such that everything I build, all these tutorials, are encompassed in this directionality towards the good. And so at the end of the day, like, these are the emotional drivers of this approach. And so, like, we'll get into what goal stacking is at the end here. Goal stacking is essentially, you can think of goal stacking simply as you have a 3-year goal, a 1 year, then you break that 1 year goal down into quarterly goals and down into monthly goals, into weekly goals. So ideally, every single week, you are like, every single day, like, today, I am making progress towards my 3-year vision. And if you can feel that connection between today and your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your quarterly vision, your monthly vision, you can kind of like see that cascade of goals clearly, then, that is when your work becomes truly fulfilling, right? I'm recording this video and it feels really good to be creatively expressive, but I also feel this connection where it's like, the more I create videos, the more leverage I build in the AI space, the more trust that I'm having with more people, and the more opportunities are knocking on my door to build out agents, to build out AI systems, the more fulfilling that all is. So I can feel that cascade of connections, which is what really heightens the sense of aliveness. And so the reason that this is possible, though, is because of, doing a lot of work on understanding what are your personal values. What is it that you're moving towards? What is it that you truly desire? What is it that makes you unique? Right? And so personally, I did this process. This is not the first YouTube channel that I've started. It's probably the 5th or the 6th. The last one I started was, every time I moved a little bit closer. At first it was like a hobby, didn't really love it. And then it was like something else. And then it was like philosophical explorations and interviews where I would just interview a bunch of philosophers. And that got a lot closer. But the process of, I didn't really love actually doing the interviews themselves. I love the idea of doing the interviews and the idea of talking with people and, like, exploring philosophy. And now I'm like, merging my career with that philosophical approach. I'm realizing that the sort of ethics and the philosophy and the cognitive science of AI is really fascinating to me. But also the building is also fascinating. So it's like this bridge between ethics and, philosophy and AI. And then AI actually building and kind of the practical aspects of building a one-person business. So this was like the base, right? And then AI, as you've seen, like, I have a video called, like, put YouTube on easy mode, which basically shows you that, like, because I'm building these systems, it's reinforcing everything else. It's amplifying every one of these processes, right? And so it's not replacing human creativity, but it's augmenting it, right? And so these videos, I'm taking all of my book notes from, 20 different books that I've read on this topic, and I'm putting them all into a project knowledge base and helping me kind of synthesize these ideas so that I can come with some material to work with for these videos, right? And to actually, like, create these videos. And it's revealed, like, the specific blind spots that I have. But on top of that, it's helped me realize that I can spend the majority of my time synthesizing ideas, condensing them, putting them into video format like this, as opposed to, trying to figure out the description and the thumbnail and all of the admin stuff that I didn't want to do. I completely automated that to AI. Now my only focus is actually recording these videos. So it amplifies it. So we can think of this like a 6-step framework. You start with the radical self-inquiry. You get really crystal clear on why is it that I want these things. If I really want money, what is it underneath that? Maybe I don't feel safe. Maybe maybe I feel like I'm going to run out of money and I'm afraid. And so I'm like overcompensating by focusing only on money. And maybe I can understand that and I can be like, okay, like I understand you're afraid. You can like talk to yourself and do this inquiry process and be like, okay, I feel this fear. What's underneath that fear? It's like a desire to flourish, a desire to be self-expressive. Then it's like, okay, I honor that there is fear there, and I'm creating an actionable plan to ensure that my survival is set. But then I'm also, focusing on self-expression, right? Currently, I'm running this business, Smart Scaling AI, and I have 5 clients, I believe, at this moment. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of work for client delivery, but I consistently focus the first 4 hours of my day on creating content. I'm like, if I know that if I don't focus on the self-expression, it's not going to be fulfilling to do all the other stuff. And then it's like, what are the specific outcomes that I want? I want a business that is fueling a sense of meaning in me and that is sustaining my livelihood. Then I break these down into testable hypothesis. Like, if that is the overall vision, what are the specific ways that I think I can most effectively get there, right? And I heard this saying once, I have no clue where, but it basically says like change your tactics but not your direction. Understand exactly where you want to go. You can change the tactics of how to get there, but don't pivot the direction, or rather, stay consistent and persistent with what it is you actually want in your life. I want a business that fuels a sense of meaning and purpose and ethics. That is what I want. And sure, maybe I do some cold email here. I hop on sales calls from people that find my website in the YouTube description here. I do all these other things. But the core vision is always build a meaningful business focused around ethics. And then the next step is like, what are all the potential AI systems that I could build that could reduce as much friction as possible for the process of, moving in that direction, and then having human accountability. So, in the community that I run, there's people that are keeping each other accountable, and I'm trying to interact with as many different people in the AI space as possible. Where if I just went ghost tomorrow and stopped posting and stopped, creating content, a bunch of people would be like, yo, Ethan, where you at? Like, what's going on? People would be like hitting me up on WhatsApp and in my email. So there's like this sense of not pressure, but it's like people are depending on me. There's, as the time we're recording this, like 1,200 people that are interested in these ideas, and they're consistently engaging with every single video. It's not necessarily that I don't want to let them down, but it's like, oh wow, people are getting genuine value from this creative self-expression. So therefore, let's double down and add even more value and spend as much time as possible trying to add as much human value as I possibly can, right? And this is what's most interesting, is like when we can align what it is that brings a sense of aliveness to us, that makes us feel alive. If we can infuse that aliveness with actually adding value to others, how could we not make it in this world? When what I'm most interested in is creating content that people find valuable, then it's like, if I just do enough reps, a lot of people like, get on YouTube, get on LinkedIn, start creating content, create 5 pieces of content, and then get tired. And my philosophy is like, let me create as many reps as I possibly can. If I can I'm doing daily videos at this point. If you're watching this and I'm no longer doing daily videos, give me a shout and be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? There's this commitment that I have to myself that I will create a 15 to 60 minute YouTube video every single day. I'll post it every single day for all of 2025. Maybe I miss a day here and there, but the idea is like, let's get at least like 300 plus videos up this year, not including shorts. I don't count those. It's just like an automated system. And then it's like, okay, and then every single month I go back after I've done this implementation. I go back and reflect what videos are most fulfilling to record, which ones got the most traction, what is the intersection of those? And then I recalibrate, refine my approach, and move forward. And, give it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, this channel is going to be at 100K at least, minimum. And it's going to be virtually impossible that I won't have my survival like fully, set. And that's just because like I understand that I'm not going against the grain. I'm there in doing this self-inquiry process. I'm realizing that I'm not actually going against the grain here. When I record these videos, it feels like I'm going with the stream. I'm not swimming upstream. I'm going downstream. It's a lot of work to try to map out these frameworks and to figure out what is the synthesis of all these different ideas. But at the end of the day, like, this is what's most inspiring and exciting to me. And so therefore, every time I press record, it's like a boost of energy in a way that I in my past job, my 9 to 5, I would just feel utterly drained by every single thing, because it's like, hey, here's these 10 people and like the deadlines are all tomorrow, and no matter how good of work you do, there's no incentive to you're going to get paid the same amount no matter how good your work is. And it's just like, well, why would I try? Whereas this, it's like, I want to improve the qualities of these videos as much as humanly possible every single time I record these. So like, sure, this video is a little ranty and I'm following this presentation, but I'm like letting this excitement like turn into like ranty energy. But eventually this excitement will be channeled into hyper specific, clarity and frameworks, and I'll be speaking. Every time I hop on a sales call with someone, I get a little bit about why they're into the AI space. And then over time, I will be speaking more and more directly to exactly what those points are, right? And so we can think of it like this. AI can support and augment that which most inspires us in that goal stack, but it's not going to replace it. And so I hope you found this video helpful. This is the beginning of many more. Like in this channel, what we talk about is, it's about 50-50. About 50% of it is like, here's how you build an agent, here's a tutorial, here's a live build, let's walk through the actual process of building these agents out. The other half is like this. It's like, here's the philosophy of AI, here's the ethics of AI, here's slightly more abstract ideas, but I think a lot of people bias towards one or the other side. And I really think that you can't be deeply fulfilled with the actual building of agents unless you also balance it out with the philosophy or the theory or the why. Like the why are you building those agents in the first place? Just to make more money? Good luck feeling fulfilled with that. But if it's like, if you have a deeper reason and a deeper why, and you've thought about that, then it's going to be a lot easier to actually go and do the implementation and the building of the agents, because the why is just hyper clear. So that's really what I am going towards with this channel, and I'm going to try to get more and more crystal clear on the theory while also getting better and better at building the agents. So thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you for watching this video.